drawer problems and minor issues, and I think we can save this one from the landfill. I'm going to be using Up Paint's Venetian Plaster in the color Foggy. It reminds me of Evergreen Fog by Sherwin-Williams, and I just love this like dusty bluish green color. I'm going to be trying their rollers too. I'm always looking for the perfect lint-free smooth roller. And yeah, so let's get into the video, and I'm going to start off by trying to make these repairs before I waste any time cleaning this bad boy. Alright. The repairs on this piece weren't really all that hard once I figured out how it all went together. When I picked it up, it was a little bit daunting. One of the crossbars was attached to the drawer because of how the drawer slides and how everything's put together. It didn't make sense at first, but once I got it all apart, it was actually pretty easy. Basically, the screws had just loosened over time and they needed to be tightened, and everything needed to be put back where it goes to get this piece in working order. In the end, it all came together, so we fixed this one. Glue to the end of the screws too, but actually later down the road I just replaced the screws with bigger screws. I didn't get footage of that, but that's a good trick. Sometimes you can find bigger screws laying around or slightly longer screws, or people have added to the hole just to give a little, because the holes were just stripped, so we just needed to make sure the screws were really tight in there. Quite a few of the screws on the drawer slides, whatever you want to call them, were loose as well, so they needed to be tightened down or they needed to be replaced. I found most of the screws at the bottom of the dresser. They had just fallen out over the years, I guess. But yeah, this was a pretty easy repair as well. A lot of people recommend you don't even buy dressers that have any sort of drawer problem, but I've actually gotten pretty good at repairing them over the last year or two, and a lot of times it's not that hard. So give it a try. Okay, now that I know that I get to save this piece from the landfill and it is repairable, I'm actually going to spend some time cleaning it with my favorite cleaner. It's the Crud Cutter pre-paint cleaner. I just spray it on, use a green scrubby abrasive, and then wipe it back with paper towels. I'm going to give the whole piece a quick scuff sand to ensure adhesion as well. The instructions on the back of the can of the up paint Venetian plaster said to go over your piece with primer or flat paint. I chose to mix together some Kills primer and some leftover flat paint to get a close color for a base for the plaster. So now for the fun part, let's open up the up paint Venetian plaster in the color Foggy. It was really thick, almost like a pudding-like consistency, which makes sense. And it was a fun technique to try, so let's get into it. Instructions say to apply your first layer with a roller and then go over with their trowel. I chose to use a putty knife instead of a trowel just because of the molding and everything. I felt like their trowel was a little big. It would be perfect for walls, but because this is a dresser, I felt like I needed a little more control with a smaller tool, so I used a metal trowel, a metal putty knife instead of a trowel, so that I could just have a little more control. found it easiest to go around the edges first and then kind of go in the middle with a cross hatch kind of action to get the look that you want. So this is how the first layer was looking. So I'm just going to go over the whole dresser using the same technique I just showed. I know I'm showing like a lot of footage of this, but it's a pretty new technique that I've never seen before, so I wanted to give a detailed tutorial. footage from the second layer. Here's where it all really started to come together. This was some footage from the third layer on the drawers. I chose to do it with the drawers in the dresser just so I could really like see the edges and see it all come together. This is always the exciting part. I was so excited when I finally got to see this hardware next to the Venetian plaster. I could see my vision coming together and it was so pretty. I cut a dowel down to size to make adjusting all of this hardware easy. Sometimes it's easy to make a quick jig for something like this. All right, so here's the finished product. I think it turned out beautifully. I love the gold and acrylic hardware next to the Venetian plaster. It's giving me anthropology vibes. I was happy with the product from Up Paint, and I am excited to have this new technique in my toolbox. Please like and subscribe if you like this video and you want to see more flips. Thanks, bye.